Hello, I'm Judge Bachman, and I'm here with you because the law requires that persons arrested with or without an arrest warrant be brought before a judge as soon as possible to be advised of their legal rights. Today, you are going to be advised by the court concerning the nature of the charges that either have been filed or will be filed against you. At that time, you will also be informed of the amount of bond and the conditions of bond which you will have to meet in order to be released from jail. Now, when you appear before the judge, you will be advised and informed when you'll have to go back to court again and for what purpose. If you have any questions about your legal rights that I'm going to review with you, please be sure to ask the judge that advises you of your bond. Now, your legal rights are as follows. You have the right to remain silent at all stages of the proceedings, and any statement you make can and may be used against you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney and to have an attorney with you at all stages of the proceedings. If you don't have a lawyer and you wish to be represented by one, you have the right to request a reasonable continuance in order to obtain the assistance of counsel. If you cannot afford an attorney because you are indigent and you meet the guidelines for appointment of counsel, a public defender will be appointed to represent you. Any plea that you enter to the charge or charges filed against you must be voluntary on your part and not the result of force or coercion on the part of someone else. You have the right to enter a plea of not guilty to the charge and have your case proceed to speedy and public trial, either before the court or a jury of either 12 or 6 persons, depending on the type of charge filed. You are presumed to be innocent of the charges, and the state must prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You are entitled to confront and cross-examine the witnesses. You have the right to subpoena and call witnesses on your behalf. You have the right to testify, and you also have the right to refuse to testify. And if you exercise your right to remain silent, that cannot be used against you. You have the right to bond so long as the offense you are charged with is bailable. You have the right to be advised of the amount and type of bond set in your case. Now, if you are charged with certain felonies or are in jail because you are being accused of committing a felony crime, you have the additional right of receiving a preliminary hearing. That is a court proceeding where witnesses are called to testify under oath. The judge then reviews the evidence and makes a determination of whether or not probable cause exists to believe that you committed the crime charged. In other words, the question is, does the state have enough evidence to require that you enter a plea and hold you for trial? To receive a preliminary hearing, you must file a written motion within 10 days of the date that you were advised the charges have been filed. You are entitled to have a preliminary hearing within 30 days of your request. If you are in court later and no charges have been filed, but you are being held for the investigation of a criminal offense, the district attorney must file a felony complaint, information, or indictment without unnecessary delay. You will then receive a copy of that filing. If you are not charged with a felony, you do not have the right to have a preliminary hearing, and your next court date will be an arraignment date, where you will be expected to enter a plea. Finally, I am, as of today's date, entering a restraining order to take immediate effect and to remain in effect until final disposition. A restraining order prohibits you from contacting any witnesses or victims who may testify in your case if your purpose in contacting them is to threaten them, harass them, molest them, intimidate them, retaliate against them, or tamper with any witness to or victim of the acts you are charged with committing. Any violation of this order is punishable by contempt of court. Thank you.